We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
Today on the show, we have with us a man who's done it for Nigeria at different levels at the Africa Cup of Nations, represented Nigeria back in 1978, also did so in 1980 when they won the Africa Cup of Nations, also represented Nigeria at the Olympics. Yeah, a man who's been there, done that. Played for the biggest teams in Nigeria back in the day, IICC, Raka Rovers, if I remember very correctly. Today he's referred to as a doctor and a member of the Order of the Niger. So it's our pleasure to have Dr. Felix Owolabi on the show this morning. Doctor, good morning. Good to have you on Sports Zone.
Good morning, sir, and thank you for having me this morning.
You know, our listeners cried out for you, and for weeks they've been doing so. Eventually, we put out, a notice out there, and you're here on the show today. Femi Faraway is in the studio as well. Kingsley Udofia is also here. Shegun Agbede is also here as well, and Adu, the man we refer to as ADU, is also here as well. So 4 hours today, all because of you, Dr. Felix Owolabi, and of course our listeners also listening to you as well.
I very, very appreciate it, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How are you? It's a pleasure to talk to you again.
My regards to Agbede, it's been a long time now.
It's been a while, sir. It's been a while, sir. I'll be calling you, sir. I will. Well done.
And the other brothers, I say good morning to you all there.
All right.
Good morning, sir.
All right, Doctor, let's start with the FIFA World Cup, or do we backtrack to the Africa Cup of Nations when we lost to Tunisia after we did so well in the group stages? What are your thoughts really on the Super Eagles, Nigerian football in general?
If we were to discuss about the position of Nigerian football today, it will take us many years. But I just feel that rather than be talking, what would have been very necessary is for us to sit down and look at the whole scenario in the last 10 years and see how we have not been able to do it well, and what have been the reason for the downfall of the football, something in all entirety. All revolves about the local league. The destiny of any country's football lies in the local league, and the fact that the Nigerian football federation is not thinking in that direction to ensure that the local league is given the bit of priority, we will continue to have problems. There was a time I had a discussion with David with me about 3 years ago, and I said, I foresee the future of Nigerian football dwindling, and that for us to come back to the stage that where we were at that time will be extremely very, very difficult. Because one, unfortunately, the football family that I'm seeing today, the kind of stakeholders, the so-called stakeholders that they call themselves, they don't seem to be stakeholders. They are just people who just want to eat and then go away from that place, destroy whatever foundation that has been laid. Up to today, there's no foundation, there's no structure, and except we have a blueprint, it could be an aggressive type. Honestly speaking, Alazodo, the future of Nigerian football is very, very bleak. I even see today that the structure that used to be there has been destroyed and bastardized. Don't have any eagles any longer. And if you can reach anything that could match with what these boys in Qatar are doing, this is saying it will take years. It is not a matter of a few days or a few months.
You're reported to have said a couple of months ago, I think, dating back, that Nigerian football is dead, But you look at the last administration that just went by, 8 years of Amaju Pinnick's reign as a football federation president. Would you say that those 8 years, and maybe even backwards a bit, completely ruined our football?
Let's go by this way. If you have a child who is to go to the university and spend 4 years in the university, you are spending a lot of money on that child. The first day he gets into the university, you say, good luck, all the best to you, and you say, okay, thank you, daddy. And after the 4 years, the boy fails. What will you say about it? For the 8 years he spent was a disaster. Disaster in the sense that Nigeria today is not in Qatar. It is not compulsory that Nigeria has to be in every Nations Cup or World Cup or whatever. But I want to tell you, it is also very necessary that you look at the society, what the society needs and what society wants, and the priority of the society. Today, football unites the country. At the time when Nigeria is playing football, that is where the Igbo man, the Yoruba man, and the Hausa man understand themselves. They speak the same language. They eat together, drink together, and do everything together. Aside football, what is uniting Nigeria? If the federal government or the society appreciates that, believe me sincerely, Felix will have been stoned after the last match when we lost to Ghana in Abuja. Because number one, there was no reason for us to take the match to Abuja. If we have real technocrats there in the Nigerian Football Federation, who are real technocrats, professionals, Uyo, Benin, Lagos, were the centers that I foresee they were playing their matches, the qualifier matches. And unfortunately, all of a sudden, they brought the match to Abuja. Why Abuja? Abuja is a neutral ground. Let me tell you today, 60% of any home match of any country, either club side or national team side, 65% of the success comes from the mass support of the people. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Abuja is a 60,000 capacity stadium, and it was filled to the brim. So the Super Eagles did have support.
It was not the population that matters, but the sense of direction, the sense of vision. You can have a mass population, and what happened after the match? They destroyed the stadium. If it were to be in Uyo, it will not happen. People will be weeping, people will be crying for patriotism and nationalism. Those people who came to the stadium were hired. They were not Nigerians. If they were Nigerians, the patriotic zeal would not have been that, oh, the next thing is let me destroy the facility at our disposal. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I have been there before. I know what I'm saying. You may disagree with me, but honestly speaking, the people who were at the stadium were not genuine people who had passion. That is the right word for the game of football.
All right, Chief. I hear what you say, and I hear the passion in your voice. But okay, what is done, and maybe in many ways, in my opinion, maybe it's a blessing disguise. We're not in Qatar, but what is the way forward? How do we ensure that we can be in USA, Mexico, and Canada in 4 years' time? What do we have to do to get back on track?
The way forward. The question we need to ask ourselves: who are those at the helms of affairs of our football? You just look. That's the number one. Number two, like I told you, for as long as you don't have an aggressive football policy that will be backed by legislation, I repeat, that will be backed by legislation, there's no way we can make it. The reason is because one board will come today, do what they want. Oh, it's just I want to play Nations Cup. I want to play World Cup. It is not enough. Yes, it is good, but it is not enough. The local league, I repeat, must be given that relevance. And that's why I say anything they want to do, within the next 5 years, must be backed by legislation. And as a matter of fact, my dear brothers, it has to be that the professionals, the technocrats who know it, will be there.
But having said Having said that, Doctor, there's a 10-year policy plan by the sport minister that was also adopted by the Federal Executive Council. That's a policy on the table. Do you have anything against that one?
What is the policy about? That is the question. The question is, what is the policy about? Right. Is it about grassroots street football? Is it about the league?
It's a very large document, which I really haven't finished reading, but I do know for sure that there's plans for grassroots football. There's plans for the league also involving that. And there are technocrats. One of your former teammates, Chief Shegun Odegbami, yes, is supposed to be part of it. So also was Sunday Lisa amongst quite a number of other people. So, if these people can come together and bring forth a 10-year plan, isn't that something that we can work with?
Well, if that has been brought out, let us see how it goes. And who are the people who are going to execute. Everything about that will be execution. And let me tell you, anything about us must be practical, must be functional, and must be effective, and then supervised. If you have all these 4 areas, you'll get the best. It's not a question of this man come today, the next thing is driven away. And another person comes and then jettison what he has done, and from where he has stopped, nobody continues. This is very, very vital.
Very crucial. Let me ask you these 2 questions finally before I sign out. One, do you think that Nigeria's future is hinged on engaging the services of a local coach? And then 2, do you honestly think that the presidency of Felix Gusau can take us in the right direction?
Let me tell you one thing. We are in a world whereby there must be collaborations amongst ourselves. The World Cup that is going on today is unique and it's a lesson for everybody. For me, if I were to be in the World Cup, there are many lessons I will learn from there. Bring it here and see how I can fit it, make Nigerian football grow and move. There's nothing bad in contracting the services of a foreigner. After all, if you look at the records that Nigeria has today in football, the two foreigners have made it for us. Except for my good brother, the historian in peace, Stephen Casey, who was able to do something and got us, a gold in South Africa. He's far away from Nigeria, for that matter. Westerhoff, Clemens Westerhoff, and then the late Dr. Gloria. You also know Francisco, the role he played in preparing that team that won the Nations Cup in 1980.
Yes.
So there's nothing bad if you contract the services of pay. But then, the local, I will not even use that word. If you use the word local is naive. Let us come back home. Everything you want to get, you can get for yourself. It's from the home, not outside. When the patriotism with the nationalism and everything, the commitment, home is home, because they know the culture, they know the practice of what they can do. Look at the 2 gentlemen, the one in the field. Cisse is not doing badly. And you know for how long he has been there. He has played the game before. He knows what it takes. So, Cisse is, and the local sees Cisse, he will respect him, he will love him. He will respect him the best so that he succeeds. A foreigner who, in a way, you might not be able to know the culture of that environment, the locality, at a go. So, it's a mixture. I am not against foreign coach. But who is that foreign coach? Has he succeeded somewhere else before? I remember when Julius Berger came to Nigeria, during the era of General Obasanjo, nobody gave Julius Berger a chance. Julius Berger was not the best. It was a local, nobody knew Julius Berger. And the man decided to choose Julius Berger. Today, in construction, Braga is one of the best in the world. So you can give, when you give somebody a leverage, it can be anything. Everybody is a potential champion. That's the way I see it. I was made to understand that when I was in the school. So if you give them the leverage, I mean the local coaches, as you are saying, local coaches, so not me. If you give them the leverage, if you give them the leverage, my dear brother, they will perform, they will succeed. But when you don't give them salary, you don't give them allowances, they are playing matches, and you are suffering the money, and they are not. If you ask many players, many coaches in Nigeria today, who that at one time or the other coach any of our national teams, up to today they still owing them money. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct.
Very, very appalling, my dear brother. The scenario, the situation is so bad that we have to change the system. The system can be changed if you have good leadership.
Okay, do you summarize your question?
Do we have them?
Okay. Before Shema asks your question, the final one, do you have any faith in Ibrahim Musa Gusau?
Musa Gusau is a friend. For 4 or 5 years or thereabouts, we were together in Abuja when I was in the board of the Premier League. Very gentleman and astute in the individual personality. I only hope you will hear and listen, because everything about leadership is about reason. If you say I can do it alone, it's not possible. Nigeria is a big country, very diverse, and you know the complexity of this country. And before you can satisfy Nigerians, it is a result they all have. So that in itself is a challenge to Ibrahim Gusau. I only hope and wish that he will listen to people. Whatever anybody say, there's sense in nonsense. Let him accept anything anybody says. And at the end of the day, when he goes back to his bedroom, he's still going to look at everything and say, is this right? Is this good? Can I do this? Can I do that? And what is important is that he must make sure that it is not only about the super egos. They want to qualify. And all the national teams must do this, and that. Yes, we know that. But at the same time, he must have almost a data percentage on the local league, on the local league. I will repeat it. People like us came from the local league. As a matter of fact, we started from the schools. Yeah. We started from school. So you should make sure that school games come back, the university games, and the National Sports Commission, which is going on now, has been backstabbed by too. That area, they must also collaborate with the Ministry of Education and the Federal Ministry of Sports. The 3 arms of sports should sit down together, because if you talk, what I'm saying, Ministry of Education is that the schools will produce the boys and the girls, and there have to be a very good comprehensive calendar year, so that when they want to do all those things, there won't be a clash of interest. At the time, it will be at a time when the children probably will be going on holidays, or that probably after they must have finished their exam. So there will be free period at that time for them to go on these things. And then the state FAs, they must give them responsibilities. Sorry. If you want to come for AGM, you must have 4 teams.
Chief, sorry.
You must follow the governmental programs.
Chief, sorry to interrupt.
It is not just coming to Abuja, have meetings, and then take your allowance and go away. Ask them, what have you done in your zone? What have you done in the state?
All right, Chief. Sorry to interrupt your flow, but we're fast running out of time. In conclusion, Chief, the next World Cup is coming up in less than 4 years' time. You know, this is a Winter World Cup. The next will be summer 2026 or something.
6, yes.
Yeah. What can we do to make sure that we're in USA, Canada, and Mexico?
Win our games.
There are many things we can do.
If you can summarize it, Chief, just, looking forward, and what can we do to make sure that we're there? And learning from missteps of the past.
We have learned from the lessons of the past. Let us sit down where we've got it wrong, rectify them. They must have been keeping loose. Very, very important. Put the right people there who are to be selected or to be invited. Now, very important, very, very important. Anybody wanting to come and play for the Super Eagles must be given an invitation to come and contest for a position. If you don't do that, forget it. You won't get anywhere. There must be competition in the national team before the player gets a shot. I repeat, without that, let us forget it. Either local player or any player coming outside Nigeria.
All right,
so, that's the only way the player can appreciate that jersey. That identity. It is an identity. But I don't think these players realize that. So let them realize that.
All right, Chief. Thank you so much.
For that shirt before they get a place in the national team.
All right, Chief. Just before we let you go, is there any reason why you're not involved in the administration of football in this country at the highest level?
I have decided to do like what the Bola said, sit down, look at it, because I knew, I am aware, and I am optimistic that whatever they do, just they will get it right. And I don't want to be in a place where I will do something and at the end of the day I don't get result. I believe in getting result. So I've been very synonymous with dedication, and I will not want to deviate from that. It has been my hope and aspiration. Yes, I love my country, I love Nigeria, but I don't want to sit amongst a group of people who ulterior motives will be say money is something, but it's not everything. What is important is achievement. For example, for you to have picked somebody like me, from nowhere, it's grace. I must confess to you. That's what. And probably you could have look at your own archives and say, this boy has done this, has done that. So I appreciate that. It is very, very important. It is what you put on ground. Lay a very good foundation for yourself so that in the future one can repeat. There are a lot to do in football, a lot to eat in sports. But we are too hungry, we are too much in a hurry. If we take our time, plan very, very well, everybody will have a top and it's safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Felix Owolabi, NYN, member of the Order of Elijah, for talking to us this morning. We'll continue to keep in touch with you.
It's a pleasure having you this morning. Happy Christmas in advance. Happy New Month. God bless us all.
Amen. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah. It's a pleasure.
All right. That was absolutely brilliant.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.